Greetings and welcome to your favorite podcast channel, Nigerian Filtered. Shalom from every day is my name. I'm glad to welcome you. Today I want to talk on something that is about the education system in Nigeria. I believe that our education system is too traditional and manual. It is high time we try to come out from this conventional way of learning where students will be taught more with hard copy books and everything that has to do with manual teaching. This thing is not helping us. Nigerians are trying real time, because if you look at the education system, the world is advancing. Technology at one side, and of course all form of economic development or trends and what have you at the other side. So a country that must be relevant and not a relic must also get used to the new way of doing things. I'm simply saying that our education system is too conventional. It's too manual. You see lecturing as if we're still in the 60s or 50s. In fact, if people have their way, if some of these teachers have their way, they want to see take us back to the 80s or the 60s. For example, in the early days of school in Nigeria, for you to earn a degree, you spend a number of years. Let's say, for example, you want to earn a BSc, HND, or ND, you will spend a number of years. If you are advancing to masters for the BSc students, you will spend like 3, 4, 5 years. In those days, these are manual way of doing things, when technology development has not encroached into the academia. Now, if you want to do a PhD in those days, you spend a minimum of 8, 10. You see some lecturers, you ask them, so how long did it take you to finish your PhD? They'll tell you 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. The truth of the matter is that education has gone past that. We can't do the same thing and expect a different result. You can actually learn. I think most of Nigerian institutions, higher institutions, I think the government, the state governors, and the president, those in charge, ministers for education and commissioner for education, and their designates, they should try to make the educational system more elastic, to allow for different scholars. For example, now I can apply for a school in America and apply for a school in UK, and I don't need to be present, avoiding the cost of the burden of movement from one place to another place, transportation here and there, and I'll be in school. But we can't see that in Nigeria. If at all it's happening, it's only happening to selected few. The Nigerian education system needs to check its curriculum. I'm saying this not for me, but for the next generation, so that our unborn children will not suffer what we are suffering now. Because, to be sincere, it seems education in this country is a problem. Both the stakeholders, the actors, and the students, they are all cause of the problem. In those days, as a student, we were told, my dad told us that if you are a Nigerian student in those days, you are earning a certain stipend from the government. They give you, certain things to enjoy yourself. But we don't have this so in our time. We are struggling to go to school. Now they told us that education is expensive, which we know. Those that are really ready to go to this school and they are fighting tooth and nail, hustling to pay their bills, they are still not getting it. What in Nigeria wants? Nigeria wants criminals. Do you want thieves? Do you want kidnappers? Or you want traditionalists that, as you do anyhow, you see anyhow? Because I really don't know what is the problem of this country. You will see a girl, a boy, who is trying to, help herself from problem, poverty, and what have you. Trying to learn skill, to learn one course, to do his master's, to do his PhD, and there will be another problem. There's a problem of school fees. There's a problem of tuition fee, which is, of course, school fees. And there are other payments that are not really said. I don't know if this country is destined to fail. I think state actors and federal government needs to put eyes in the institutions. A lot of anomalies are ongoing there. A lot of anomalies. In fact, one of the major problems affecting the education system, especially I'm focusing on higher institutions, and of course in most civil service, is bureaucratic bottleneck. What is bureaucratic bottleneck? It is simply as a result of laziness, wickedness, unnecessary pride, and inefficiency. Something you can attend to today, you will use 1 month to do it. These are the problems of the country. How can we move forward? We like hard work to smart work in this country. We like hard. It's as if we are destined to become hard, to suffer. And the problem is that those persons that enjoyed when Nigeria was doing fine, that the ones causing problem for us. I remember election was saying that when they gained admission to University of Ibadan, then they were using this portmanteau and they were giving them free food at the cafeteria. That same lecturer who enjoyed grace will now in turn become a monster to a young student who is trying to come up. It's as if Nigeria is promoting corruption. It's as if Nigeria is promoting terrorism. Let me tell you something. Governors and president, I'm talking about the governor of Delta State, Sheriff Oborevori, and all governors, and even President Tinubu. If we do a complete investigation, you people and your loyalists, your staffs, are the sponsors, the real sponsors of corruption. You are the real sponsors of corruption. Why am I saying this? If you go and ask persons out there who are into this who are into kidnapping, criminals, theft, they will tell you that 1 or 2 ways they had a stint in the school. Some of them were frustrated. Some of them, in fact, many factors. Okay, now, what do we want for this country? Someone is trying to, learn upscale, develop himself, earn a degree, advanced degree, and what have you. We are fighting. The Nigerian system is not working. Let's move away from that. Go and look at the curriculum in Nigeria. Look at the last JAMB exam they wrote. See how they pack how many topics inside one subject for one person to learn. And in the course of his learning, at the tail end, he's going to answer just 40 questions. 40 questions. Let's take mathematics. So let's isolate mathematics. You have over 40 topics to treat in mathematics. Physics, use of English, one brain. And the funny thing is that all these topics will be summed up to 40 questions. Who do us? The way we dey read book for this country, Nigeria suppose not better. Our head suppose not dey big anyhow, just dey big. In the outside country, you just see someone that has third class. A third class in Nigeria here, third class or pass. We travel out and go and get first class. And we come back and be celebrated. Who do us? Nigerian education system curriculum will never teach the student how to make 1 billion naira. Rather, it will be teaching the student pure theories that are not applicable in any way. Because if you try to apply them, it's problem for you. We know the truth, we don't want to act upon the truth. Well, this is an open call to all stakeholders. The President of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, all the state governors, especially my state governor, Sheriff Oboriwori, the VCs, the rectors of different institutions, and the provosts, that we need to realign our curriculum. We should not be the problem of people that wants to move on. Go and be doing a periodic auditing and evaluation of all students in your school. I know for sure that there are some schools that don't even know the number of students that they have. Some departments don't even know the number of students they have. So if a student is having problem, you will not know. Nigeria, time that will change. If we want things to change, not only the government now, I think everybody that is working for government needs to change character. Because the government is not only Tinubu, it's everyone. Education is not, in Nigeria, is too conventional, manual. What is wrong in having online classes? What is wrong in having online oral defense? What is wrong in having online, online? What is the problem? You will put people on unnecessary pressure. Imagine you're doing a course, and you are in Maiduguri, and you are doing the course somewhere in Rivers State, Delta State, Edo State, and you are done with the coursework. They will just put unnecessary pressure on you. You don't value human life. It is our time the Nigerian state rise to what is needful and what is important. We don't value life. The Nigerian education system is highly bastardized. We need to do a complete revolution in our curriculum. We are in a digital world now, so things should be done digitally. We should rise up to that. If you are a teacher, you must get used to digital tools and apparatus. Let's stop this witch hunting in Nigeria's education system. It won't take us anywhere. A lot of scholars have been frustrated. Things are happening. A lot of scholars have died. Some have committed suicide, and these persons don't care. The high level of demonic influence in that sector is somehow. It is high time the government stood up to the task and take us to where we ought to be as a people. Education now is moving fast. With the advent of technology, we don't need to debate on this. Technology, of course, without human influence is invalid. However, technology has come to make life easy for everyone, not making people go pass through stress. There is communication. There is a channel of communication. You don't need to kill yourself as if you are seeing the 60s, going the 60s way. There is a channel. I think Nigeria, it is not just politicians alone. Every sector, civil servants, civil service, lecturing, teachers, secondary school, polytechnic, college of education, and higher education, they need to be thoroughly groomed or trained. If you go to that part, it is well. I just want to say that I recommend that the various stakeholders should not just say it with their mouth, but they should implement it. Technology has come to make life easy. Technology has come to make life smart. No more analog or digital way of doing things. Let's not be sentimental or selective in our justice. You will not do technology for some persons and not do for the others. Who wish until really help? Education system has not really taught anybody how to make 1 billion naira. However, education remains an asset. But when the asset is becoming suicidal to human existence, there is need for us to call out the government. As I conclude, this is an open call to the stakeholders, Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, your ministers for education, federal and states, the 36 state governors, especially my state governor, right honorable Sheikh Ibrahim, the commissioner for higher education, Professor Tony Kari Yero, and the commissioner for basic education. This is an open call. The education system in Nigeria needs to be fully overhauled. Persons are getting frustrated, not because of funds. They are hustling to pay tuition fee, but they are being frustrated by the system. They are being frustrated by the system. Please, let's look into it so that we will not discourage people that wants to take civil way or dignified way to make ends meet, to not think going the other way around. I leave us with this word. Chinua Lumogu Achebe. Until the lion learns to tell his story, the hunter will keep taking the glory. James Baldwin. History is needed to chart the course for the now. Bob Marley said, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. And Jean Jacques Rousseau, man is born free but chained everywhere. This is Nigeria Unfiltered. Shalom Ufoma Erude is my name. Bye.